right, a very good evening to you. Welcome to Late Night Talk right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Kofi Bitels. It's great to have you join us today. And I have a guest in the studio for the second time in history of Late Night Talk. By the way, the name of the program might change in the coming weeks. I'd like to say a very good morning, good evening to you who are joining us live from around the world on the program tonight. My guest is a man of many parts. He's an entrepreneur, basically. And today we're having the first in something we're doing weekly or periodically, My Journey. We call it My Journey. So we get people from different walks of life to talk about their journey into different things. And today he's here to look at his journey into entrepreneurship. He's a man who is a real estate entrepreneur. If I use the word mogul, he would say, no. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'd like to say a very good evening to and welcome to my guest, Miss Ory Martins of Boeing Luxury Estates, CEO of Boeing Luxury Estates.
Thank you very much, Kofi. It's nice having me on. I must thank you for the wonderful work you are doing here.
All right.
Every night you keep thousands of viewers entertained, educated, and interesting. I must say, interesting. And I see you venturing into the part of entrepreneurs and social entrepreneurs. You know,
okay.
You are addressing the social issue,
yes,
and at the same time, you are doing good thing for yourself. I must commend you.
Okay.
I must commend you.
Fantastic. Let's greet the coronavirus greeting.
Oh, thank you.
Since weekend Obasaki did it. All right. Interesting. We'll take a short break and we'll come back and we'll start. But don't forget, you can call in. You can send your messages by commenting on this post. You can also call. There's a number to call. We put it on the post, but I'll be calling it out as we go on so that you can be a part of this conversation. Please stay with us. Okay, welcome back. So you can call if you'd like to be a part of this conversation. 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. I'll take it again. 080-620-99556 is the number to call. Ory Martins, tell us your story.
Well, I will tell you a story of how it all started. I'm a son of a peasant farmer in one of the remotest parts of the country.
Wow.
A son of a dry fish seller and a farmer in one of the remotest parts of the country. So what I do tell people that if I, Ory Martins, from such not just humble, terrible background, by terrible I will explain, could be where I am now, anybody listen to this can be anywhere he or she want to be. It has been an incredible journey, Kofi. But just this afternoon, I was sharing with a colleague. I picked on her, and she was angry. Oh. Immediately, I realized that I shouldn't have done that. That I told her that I'm sorry. I realized that we have a different background. I took her down memory lane of how it all started. When right from primary school days, when I come back from school, something I will hawk, as in to go and sell, is already waiting for me. If I don't have anything to hawk that day, I'm going to farm.
Wow.
To go and meet those people that have been in the farm since morning, and have to bring firewood or cassava or something back home.
Okay.
And the entrepreneurial spirits actually started from then.
I see.
When my mom have something for me to sell, to go out and sell, as I'm going out, as little as I was, maybe 10, 12 years old, I could actually gauge the market. I could assess what I'm going to meet. I have some customer, they will buy from me because of my tender age. They love me. They love. So when I visit the first customer and the second one, depending on their utterances, the attitude towards me, that I know when I'm going to make a good sales or not.
Oh, from the first customer.
From the first or second one.
Wow.
And Kofi, that will also help me to adjust the price accordingly.
So if it's going to be a good day,
I already know.
If it's not good, you take it out.
If the law, I knew law of demand and supply right from a very tender age.
Okay.
My mom will fix the price based on what she bought those things, but I fix the price based on what I see out there.
Wow.
So growing up, it has been like that. So I'm not surprised that I find myself in this part.
Amazing.
After school, like 5 years after school, a friend called me from UK. This is a guy that was fortunate to travel out immediately after our NYC.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy called me and said, Martins, how's your company doing? I said, what? He said, how's your company doing? I was still working then. I was still on a paid employment.
Okay.
He said, no, the kind of spirit you exhibited when we were in school, I expect you by now
you should
to
have
be
your
running
company.
a company.
Wow.
And
wow.
It was a reminder of the firebrand entrepreneur I was back then.
Mm-hmm.
And within few years, I quit the paid employment. I stopped getting paycheck at the end of the month. And since then, I've been paying people every month.
Wait. So you were in paid employment?
Here in River State.
Here in River State.
And yes.
And you were collecting salary at the end of the month.
And I was thinking I was getting.
Okay, and someone called you, an old classmate of yours, and asked you, how's your company doing?
Yes.
And you just knew the reason he asked you how your company is because of the fire you had back in school. And what was your response to him?
I was like, not yet.
Okay, you were truthful.
No, not yet. I was really dumbfounded, but I was able to regain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, bros. You hear from me.
Wow.
You hear from me.
Wow.
And it will interest you that this guy we are talking about was among the first client I had when I started when we started real estate property company.
Amazing.
Right from UK, the guy bought in virtually all our estates as we are talking today.
Wow. So when this individual called you and said, Ory Martins, how is your company doing? You left that day. You decided to resign from your business.
No, that day.
Okay, you made a decision
that day.
That day to leave your company.
That the time. This is a reminder, and within 2 years,
you left.
I left.
Okay, so how did you feel when you heard what feeling welled up in you when you heard those words, Ory Martins? How is your company?
I felt disappointed in myself. I got angry. I got mad. And the madness was like MAD.
Mm-hmm.
Martins, go and make a difference. Go and make a difference. What? Many of us growing up, we have dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We have passions. We have expectations of where we want to be. But as we are growing to adulthood, things happen around us that kill those dreams. We attend schools we never paid for. Devil schools that will kill your talent. Advice from your parents, from well-meaning individuals that never do you good. You hear story like when growing up, Abiola was the richest person then, the great philanthropist, the man of MKO today, the man of Juntef and all that. You hear things like, you are not the son of Abiola. Mm-hmm. You are not the son of Wanyawu.
Mm-hmm.
You are not the son of Dantata. So remember the son of the person who you are. Mm. Those are prophecy that does no man any good. Mm. So when you grow up in such an environment, it has a way of frustrating your dream, your initial plan that you have as a child. So that call I got from a friend was actually a wake-up call.
Okay.
In school, I don't attend most of the classes, Kofi.
Really?
I don't attend most of the classes.
Because of business?
I was out there.
My God.
I really want to make a difference, but after NYC, started looking for a job, and it also interests you that I got a job, but I never written any application I beg for employment.
Just like that.
That's another story for another day.
Interesting. This is a remarkable story. Really remarkable story. I've been saying for years, it's something I like saying, especially when I speak to young people. I even tell myself that everybody has a story. Some people see someone, like I realize in my life, people see me and they feel they know me from the way I look. Some people may see from the car you're driving and from the way you look, and from the grammar you're speaking, and then they see, your status in society. They just assume They know you, but they don't know there's a story. It's remarkable. If you're just joining us, it's still Late Night Talk. My name is Kofi Batels, and my guest, Ory Martins, is an entrepreneur. He's a successful real estate entrepreneur with estates spread all over Nigeria. I'm talking Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Lagos in the southwest, Port Harcourt in the southeast, and Abuja in the north. And he's here to tell us his journey in entrepreneurship. Amazing start to his life, or difficult start to his life, where he said he had to sell and hawk. So as he was getting
all
back,
sorts of things,
He was getting back from school. He was hawking on the street. Ory Martins, when you were hawking, or as a child, when you had to do those things, I know a bit of how it is like to sell on the streets. It's not funny. You have to make the ends meet before you go home. You have to sometimes beg people to buy, and then they can look down on you, because I've done it before. But that's another story for another day. You won't believe. He's laughing. Okay, but that's life.
Yeah.
Did you ever believe that you could out-succeed your circumstances of birth to become a successful and prosperous person in life?
Kofi,
As a child.
as little as I was then, as challenging as situation was then, I've always been a believer of belief. I'm a believer of belief. I always believe that anything I put my hands on will be successful, and God has a way of making it happen. In fact, even at that tender age, hawking things, at a very tender age, I became a breadwinner of the family.
Whoa.
If I don't go out to sell, there'll be crisis in the house. And when I go out, when other people go to sell, and I go to sell, I make a difference.
Wow, really?
There are these quarters close to our house that teachers, secondary school teachers, teachers who are the masters then.
Yes.
Because their salary keep on coming every month.
How time flies.
At that local level, we celebrate teachers back then.
Yeah.
So we have this quarter, we have teachers there. Ladies, misses, and all that. So they became my friend. Anything I'm selling, whether they need it or not, they must buy. If they don't buy, they will call their colleague that will buy from me. Wow. If they don't need, they will buy and keep. At times, they are buyers, they are buying, they are thinking for who to give this thing to as a gift. Okay? So I've always believed that I'll be there. I've always believed that when anything I touch, my touch make a difference to things. Up to today, most of the places we have outside today are those places that people never knew that there could be a form of estate in those places. But we change the story of those places, and it's different ball game entirely. I have examples to relate to that maybe when we get there.
Okay. All right. So you had this sense of belief right from your childhood.
Yeah.
I believe that you could make it beyond your present circumstances.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you're saying that even in your current entrepreneurship foray, that is still evident by the way you do your business.
Of course.
Amazing.
Of course, Kofi.
Okay.
And God has been faithful. I still have experiences to share.
All right.
Experience that most of our listeners can actually relate with.
Wow. Interesting. Feel free to call 080-620-99556. You can call 080-620-99556. My name is Kofi Tells, and this is Late Night Talk. Doing something a little bit different tonight. I said we're starting a series called My Journey, where we get people who are doing great things, with their lives to come tell us their journey, how it's been for them. And we'll do this not every day, but from time to time. And our first guest for that is Ory Martins, the Chief Executive Officer of Boeing Luxury Estates, team lead of Integrate PMA, and of course the chairman of Nigerian Real Estate Partners. He's a wonderful individual, one of the first Africans to be inducted into the Japanese Real Estate Hall of Fame. One of the first Africans to be inducted into the Japanese Real Estate Hall of Fame. So please feel free to call 080-620-99556. He's a very successful entrepreneur. Even the blind will know that because he has succeeded in his real estate business and has made many young people millionaires. Many young people who have gotten into the business, he's helped them to become millionaires, and he mentors a lot of young people, and I consider him someone that can mentor even you if you're just watching this program right now. So please call 080-620-99556. The phone is here, or you can type your comments and I'll be reading them, be it on Twitter, on Facebook, or YouTube. And I'd like to say a very good evening to all of you who are watching right now. I can see some comments here. Tani Young, good evening to you. Jumbo Beye, good evening to you. Monday Wadu says, wow, I love this. Keep pushing forward. Kudos to you. Bravo. That encouragement is quite encouraging. Thank you very much. Kingsley Smart says, hello. All right. And we have Damson Barnabas. Mr. Bartos, I hailed you. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I also like to say good evening to King Godswill Nwa Bagi. And also Damson Barnabas, Olalekon, my good friend who left River State, Port Harcourt to go to Panya during the coronavirus lockdown.
The same Olalekon. The Query man.
The Query man.
Oh, a good friend.
And Bayelsa man. Please, Olalekon, stay where you are. Don't come back.
Olalekon.
Yes, Olalekon.
Olalekon. Sorry, it's not the Query man. Olalekon.
Yeah. But it's the Query.
Bros agree to.
Bayelsa.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, you can ask any question you want as far as life is concerned, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. He's been telling us how he started, his childhood, and what it was like growing up. Now, Ory Martins, you said a friend called you and asked how your business was because of who he knew you to be. And he already expected that you would be somewhere at this point in time. That's speaking to me. I went somewhere after I buried my mom, and one lady who knew us from time back, is it mine or his? Okay, said was talking about because we're in the church, same church together, okay. And she was a friend of my mom. She used to come over to the house for fasting and prayer sometimes, and she'd be my mom, but I go to play. And he said I was the one they thought would be a pastor. So maybe I should borrow a leaf from you, but everybody is meant to do the work of an evangelist, and even this we're doing right now is evangelism. Interesting. Okay, so Ory Martins, now, how difficult was it for you making the switch from being a paid worker, an employee, somebody who is employed in a company, to going on your own? Because it took you about a year, 2 years from the point where this friend of yours called and said, oh boy, how far? How your company there? And then he said, man, if this guy can think that I should own a company, maybe I just should, because this is who I really am. And you started. So how easy or difficult was it for you to switch from being in the employ of someone to employing people, starting your own business?
It wasn't that easy. The first venture I ventured into, I got my hand burnt for fault that is not mine.
Oh, really?
I got my hand burnt. It was terrible. Nearly ruined my marriage. I got married newly then. I got married. My wife was pregnant when I left a paying employment.
Oh my.
I did not allow that situation or circumstances okay to stop me from taking the step I wanted to take. I called a friend few days before I left my paying employment. Oh boy, I'm going for a mission. It could be suicidal, it could be successful. Just be told that I'm going for a mission. So what do I mean?
If I hear that, I'll say this man wants to kill himself.
It's what I mean. I told him, before I told him the mission, I told him, don't advise me. I just want you to be aware. I made up my mind. And I did. I went for that mission. It was an interesting one, the first encounter. The second venture I went to was not too good, but I felt I was not maximizing my potential before I found myself where I am. And those failures recorded were actually stepping stones.
Okay.
They were feedback. They were not really failure. They were feedback that I ought to do something differently. That I ought to do it in a different way.
Okay.
And then now I'm sure as a person, I'm doing it differently. And my team, we are doing things different. That's why any field we are now, we do things differently. And people, I must appreciate some of people that believe in us, that see us doing differently, and they count on us. And the difference is always there. 7 up for people to see. The difference is clear.
Okay, so you said it took 2 years to leave paid employment into entrepreneurship. Why did you wait that long? Why didn't you just pack up and leave immediately?
Well, strategizing, planning, develop a lot of business plan, visibility studies. But despite all of that, as I mentioned earlier, I still got my finger burnt in my first ventures. So no matter how perfect you want to perfect it, things can still go wrong. That's not your fault.
Because some people spend the 5 years planning.
That is it.
I don't want to make a mistake.
That is it.
What do you say to that?
Well, mistake are there to be made. As I said, that the failure I recorded was not a failure, was a feedback to me. I got the feedback, and I enjoy the feedback, and I work on the feedback to achieve better results. So you don't need to know it all before you go into it. It can be learning along the way. Everything doesn't need to be perfect. A lot of people are waiting for the perfect time. Perfect time will never come. A lot of people are waiting for perfect economy. Perfect economy will never come. Kofi, to interest you, the large plunge I took was a year before the election.
Okay.
And you know what election is in Nigeria. People said, Martins, you can't do that this election year. I said, no, this is time for us to go into it. And the rest are history now.
So, you know, did you at any point decide, hey, this is just becoming, this is not for me. I need to just go back, and for my family's sake, you know, for my wife's sake, she's pregnant, I just need to give up and just look for a job and hold myself.
I never did, but the pressure around me wanted me to go. People around me, you can't continue this way. You have to get, somebody got a contact with federal agency that I need to get employed. I need to send my CV.
Oh, they were trying to help you.
Oh, they are trying to help me.
People were trying to give you advice.
When the pressure was so much.
They're trying to help, give you advice.
Was so much. I have to forcefully send my CV. And they call me back that you cannot be serious. This is the type of CV of somebody looking for a job. And I tell the person who told you I'm looking for a job, I sent the CV to satisfy somebody.
Wow.
The pressure was so much. But of course, I knew where I was going to. I knew the path I was in, and I was sure I could see the end from the beginning, where the path would take me to.
Interesting. If you are enjoying this conversation and you want to drop a question or comment, feel free to do that. If you're watching live right now, just say hi so we know you're watching. I'd like to know. I'd like to say good evening to Paula Nwakaji. Thank you very much. Good evening to Mary Helen Crispin Okbomfon. Thank you very much. Okay, teams. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, he's watching all the way in Ory. Thank you very much. Our guest tonight is a real estate entrepreneur, and he's our first guest in the series, My Journey. And he'll be discussing or telling us about his foray into entrepreneurship and the hurdles he faced and how he overcame them. My people, this is an era and a time where entrepreneurship is the order of the day. That even those who are in paid employment, be it civil service or private sector, everybody is talking about side hustle. So this is the age of the side hustle. And for some people, the side hustle has had to become the main hustle because they've been fired from work. The side hustle has had to become the mainstay because they've reduced their salary in the office due to coronavirus-induced recession. So this gentleman here is sharing his stories, and I believe that from his story we can gain some inspiration, some tips, encouragement to fire us to become successful entrepreneurs. I don't know if you're an entrepreneur, but I am. I read a book and said everybody should sell something. And everybody's actually selling something. All right. So it says everyone should be a salesman. I think that's what it said. Okay. The number to call if you'd like to call in is 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. Feel free to call that number. I'll take it slowly. 080-620-99556. And I'll be very glad to hear from you. Ory Martins, at what point did you decide that, okay, I've tried different businesses, because I've heard a little bit of your story from one or two of my colleagues, and I need to move into real estate? What was the turning point?
Right. I read a book written by Richard Branson.
Oh, okay. The Virgin Man.
The Virgin Man. He has written so many books.
Okay.
So I read virtually his books.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned one of his books that there are business opportunity everywhere.
Okay.
And as you are growing up, you'll be seeing the business opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I once ran a school here in Port Harcourt.
Oh, really?
Yes. When it was time for my kids to go to school, I put them in a school nearby, but I was not getting the satisfaction.
Okay.
The school was not being run the way I think school should be. So I started a school.
Oh, really? You just got upset the school?
I started a school.
Wow.
And I tell people, when people come in, they want to make an inquiry. I said, this school is for my children and for my neighbor children that will appreciate what I'm doing. It's not for commercial. This school is for my children. I have idea of what my children should enjoy, what school should be for my children and for neighbors' children.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Now, it got a time that, okay, my wife and I would decide that one day we need to have a piece of property. We bought a property somewhere, and we felt that we should need to start developing the property. But we're not contemplating whether to buy a second car for the family or to develop a property. So I had a foreign trip, and my wife told me when we get to Lagos, check the price of cars so that we can, whether our budget can take a second car. And I have a mentor. It's good to have a mentor. In Nigeria, we have a lot of godfather. We don't have much of mentors. So my mentor, a Nigerian guy, but we've not been seen because of he's very busy man. So we met outside the country, and he apologized to me on getting there. We're in the program together. The matter, I'm really sorry. I know I don't have time for you in Nigeria, but this program, I want to create a night for you. So he has a friend in the country, and he called a friend for the friend to take us around. They want to see the city life, the nightlife of that country. So the friend brought out a brand new BMW, driving us around the town, and we are sitting at the back. We speak dialect, we speak Nigeria pidgin, so the friend couldn't understand what we are saying. And this man was advising me about life, that he has an insurance company. He's a very big time insurance guy. He said, people thought I'm making so much money from insurance, but Martins, I make more money from property than from insurance.
Wow.
So really? He said, yes. So he shared his experience with me about real estate. And when I came back, as I landed at Murtala Muhammad Airport in Ikeja there, I told myself, welcome to Nigeria. You need to do something real estate.
Wow.
So when I got back home, I was like, okay, the cars, I'm not checking any car. We're not buying any car now. I want to do real estate. The woman was like, which one is real estate again? This man has come.
Another one.
You have tried so many. Your grand. I said,
real estate. I have a Yoruba friend who normally uses the word Bobo Nishe.
There's a concept that Bobo Nishe may not be the right thing, may not be for you to be a successful entrepreneur.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So that's how we started. That's how I started developing myself in real estate, and the rest. You would be interested that the first property we bought, we could not gain possession. The second set of property we bought,
gain possession.
up to today, the second one we bought is still in litigation.
Wow.
So it's about almost 10 years now.
Amazing.
But that's not enough to deter me.
First, couldn't gain possession. Second. And you continue.
I continue.
Why?
it's not a challenge that, okay, if I, Ory Martins, can experience this, mean a lot of people are experienced. Okay, let us make a difference in real estate industry. Let us make people to get real estate with comforts of their home or offices, with security and reliability. Okay. And that's what I've been preaching for the past 6-7 years.
You're not deterred
at all. I don't want people to experience what I experienced.
No, but that's strange. I mean, if you couldn't gain access to the properties you wanted to buy as a way of getting into a particular business, and then the second one, you couldn't gain access to it, maybe it's even a sign from the gods, from the heavens, that it's not meant for you. It's failure. And I'm telling you,
the gods are not to be blamed here.
So why did you? I mean, we take these things important in Africa, you know. So I'm curious to know why you continued.
Because those experiences are feedback.
Okay.
They are feedback that Martins did not do what you're supposed to do well. Now you have this experience. How can you help people out there? During the process of helping people, a medical chief, a medical consultant came with a wife to our office. And when they were narrating their experience, they bought, I told you two, they have got 3 set of property they could not gain possession. And they were crying. Husband and wife were crying when they were narrating their experience to me. To God be the glory, today they have been helped. I told him then, doctor, that is your last buster when it comes to property investment.
Wow. That's both your company.
My company, and the last open house we did in our estate, he was there with a wife.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He saw his property, he was excited. Unfortunately for him, his area is where we are deploying infrastructure now. So that experience I had is not available. I'm now using it to help thousands of people. In the last few years, we have over close to 3,000 subscribers in our property, and the experience then, I didn't mean I quit then, the experience will not be available to help thousands of people out there.
Amazing. Wow. It's an incredible journey it's been for you, because at a point where you meet with failure, chances are you might want to just say, you know what, I quit. Why do you think entrepreneurs who meet with failure quit easily? What do you think is responsible for that? Because I hear that maybe like 90% or majority of businesses fail before they start.
Yeah.
And then those that are able to start, majority of them quit before even the end of the first year. Yeah. So
it's obvious that the economic situation of Nigeria is harsh.
Okay.
It's obvious to do business in Nigeria is difficult. And it's also true that to be an entrepreneur all over the world is an easy task.
Okay.
First is attitude, determination. If you have the right attitude and you are determined you are going to succeed, these obstacles will come. The failure will come, but when the failure comes, don't take it as a failure, take it as a feedback.
Okay, don't take failure as failure.
It's just a feedback.
Failure as feedback.
There are things you ought to do that you are not doing right. The business that somebody does and the person fails is the business somebody is doing and is feeding his family. I'll say that again. The business somebody is about to quit from because of complaint, power, light, customer, debtors, attitude, Nigeria, Buhari, economy, Wike, Obiako local government chairman,
COVID-19,
Solomon Eke, local government chairman, Samuel Wonosike, COVID-19, lockdown, militancy. It is same business somebody is doing and is prospering.
So if you leave, somebody will come and make money there.
Somebody is doing it. The question you need to ask yourself, what is it I'm not doing? You are getting feedback. The failure you are recording is a feedback to you. So ability for you to take in the feedback and turn it around matters. By the time you quit and where are you going to? How are you sure the place you are going to, it's very difficult to succeed in Nigeria. It's also difficult to be wretched in Nigeria. So choose your difficulty. To be successful is difficult.
I love that.
To be successful is difficult. To be poor
is also difficult.
Very, very difficult.
So choose one.
Choose your difficulty.
Okay, someone will say, okay, I'll be in the middle.
On this case, there's no
middle ground.
The middle has been divided. The middle itself has been divided.
So you either your hair.
No fence to sit on because the fence is not existing.
Amazing.
You can't stop deceiving yourself. So with that difficulty you are seeing that you want to make it to quit, somebody saw it, got there, and jump over it, or dismantle it, or demystify it, and that they're where they are today. Coffee, I believe before now, by the time I got to where I want to be, I'll be sipping coffee, playing golf. But I got to discover that the more there's no free meal anywhere, even in Freetown. The more you work, the more the reward for hard work is more work.
Yes.
I thought that like of Adenuga Dangote,
they're lounging.
But
enjoying themselves.
I was in Dangote office some times ago. The man actually in the penthouse. He sleeps in the penthouse of his office.
Oh my. Amazing.
Adenuga, the second richest man in Nigeria, take reports on Sundays from all the sectors head, all the parameter head. And he got there, he normally get there before their arrival on Sundays. But he's a man ordinarily, we think that
he's enjoying his money.
Ooh.
They say retire early. Work hard, retire early, enjoy your money.
So what's making you to quit is to what some people see as a task that must be done.
Okay. Very interesting nuggets. Very interesting. If you want to ask a question, feel free to do that. Then the number to call is 080. I'm sorry if you called and we missed it. Feel free to call back 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. Okay, this one says, Mr. Ory, that was great and an eye-opener to others. Jumbo Benye, thank you very much. Ogona DOK says, okay, go back to Nigeria info.
Interesting.
Where am I? All right, Elizabeth Achinehu Wogo. Oh, wonderful, madam. Thanks for joining in. Great to know you're watching. I appreciate your time. Hope everything's cool over there in the UK with all that's happening around us in regards to the family. Okay, so, Ory Martins, you've talked about why some people easily quit their entrepreneurship business, their journey. You found it, you made a decision to leave paid employment.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are either in that zone, thinking about quitting their jobs because they're not getting the money they need. Some have been fired. Lots more are going to be fired because of the way the economy is going as a result of coronavirus. What do you think makes people who may have a desire, a leading to be in entrepreneurship, find it difficult to leave paid employment and launch out on their own?
Fear of unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
Wow.
Fear of the unknown. I have a friend that wants to quit banking or work for the past few years. Anytime we meet, he has proposal of when he wants to quit, he's going to resign. I'm sure he may be listening now. Let me challenge him. Anytime we meet, he always no. By next month, 2 months time. In fact, I'm dropping my letter next week. Oh boy, how far? It's something just happened and other for the past how many years? And this is a guy that actually has opportunity. He has a highly placed individual as a relation that actually ready to help him to stabilize, to stand. When I took that decision, I don't have anybody apart from God and my lovely wife that supported my decision. But this guy has people around him that are ready. But the fear of unknown keep people where they are. There's nothing wrong Also, people's attitude and temperament differ. If you feel that you cannot do it, you better you remain where you are.
Maybe you're not created to be an entrepreneur. It's
to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah. But those who always say, I want to, say fear.
For none.
Interesting. So, weren't you afraid?
I think it has to do with my upbringing. I was brought up in, as I mentioned to you, a horrible environment, and if I can come from such environment and come to cities like this, I shouldn't have anything to be afraid of. I can't go back. For example, NYC brought me to Port Harcourt some years ago, and after NYC,
it was NYC.
NYC brought me some years ago.
A bird somewhere told me. Can you tell us that story?
NYC brought me to state.
So all of you who are listening and you see or hear Ory Martins on radio, or the way I introduced him as a real estate, mogul, he came to Port Harcourt with nothing. Okay, he came with your. What did you come to Port Harcourt with?
Coffee.
Traveling bag.
Oh! I would have preferred we don't go that tonight, but now you are mentioning it, Coffee.
We have to go.
Very interesting thing how I arrived Port Harcourt. I was actually escorting with a friend. Tony Awoniyi is in the US now, well established with his family.
Okay.
After school, waiting for NYC, I was squatting, sleeping in his sitting room, on the floor or any available space. We are many. He's a very wonderful, generous guy. He accommodated so many of us. When I was to leave for Port Harcourt for NYC, I don't have the transportation to leave. The money I save, look at the entrepreneur spirit. The money I save for my NYC, few days to the NYC, I went to Oshodi market in Lagos to buy camera things. Bought camera, bought films, bought so many things I would need to make money.
Okay, you were a photographer.
I learned photography.
You learned photography.
I learned photography.
So
I survived in school partly from my last 2 years in school. I didn't get any fund from anybody. I didn't get any money from anybody. I said the entrepreneur spirit did not start today, Kofi. So I went to Oshodi. I bought things that I think will fetch me money in the camp, because I interviewed people that have been to camp before. I bought staplers, bought pins, have apron, photographic apron, got good camera, rolls of film. Then it was film, no digital then, analog, rolls of film. I didn't have any money on me. My friend, I was banking on friends' relation, give me something. I got some tips here and there. My friend dropped me at Jubowu that night. I was to take night bus. The plan was to take night bus, usually cheaper than the day bus. And when I got to the Jubowu to get night bus, the price they were calling, the money in my pocket was not up to the money. Wow. So I go up to the conductor, what can I do? This amount I have. The guy said, okay, what can happen if you do standing? What is standing? You won't pay, you settle us, but you stand in the bus. Wow. From Lagos to Port Harcourt. I said, that's and that was on Monday, Sunday. Okay. Camps open the following day. I can't tell my friend that have been caring for me for months that the money he gave to me is not enough. I don't have enough money. I told the guy to go. He turned back and he left. So I pay half of the fare to the conductor. By the time the bus got fuel, I was asked to know the step to enter the luxurious bus. I put my bag there, sit on the step, put my bag in the next step, and I lie down there. Those traders, when the bus stopped on the road, hey, stupid boy, come on, tell me, I cannot get money. Night bus. I arrived at Element Junction by 6 a.m. the following morning. As I drop at Element Junction, I hear NYC camp. Oh no one bam, tie NYC camp. I jumped from the bus into available taxi that took me to NYC camp.
Okay, with next to nothing, just films.
Night bus, camera. Not just night bus. Standing
from the southwest,
from Lagos
all the way to Port Harcourt.
We left 8:30 Jubowu. I got to Element Junction by 6 a.m. through Aba.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. He came in as a youth copper.
And interestingly, the entrepreneur spirit keep on manifesting. When I was serving, when I was coming from Lagos, I had option of serving LNG, or MPA.
Okay.
I got letters.
Okay.
From friends and all that, relations.
Okay.
I never knew when I was in camp. I was busy making photography, making money in camp. I never knew that I need to get myself posted to those places. I thought after I left camp, I walk up to those establishments and they will absorb me. That was
your plan. You were just
I got letter. I got referral.
Wow.
When I was in camp, I was called copper photographer.
Photo?
I was the only one that is copper and a photographer
at the same time.
I was living a luxurious life. I came in with night bus, standing.
You're making money.
But when I was in camp, I was a big boy. I was only copper that can go in and out of the camp without being questioned by security agencies on the camp. When I want to go out, I wear my photography apron. The security give me my salute. And I feel like participating in copper activity, I wear my copper uniform. At times I come to Port Harcourt to sleep in hotel to print my pictures overnight. During what they call endurance trek, I was the first photographer to arrive camp with pictures. After people that went to endurance trek, they are still coming back to camp. My pictures were ready. And unfortunately, I was not posted to LNG. When I call LNG contact, they say it's too late. If you can get yourself posted to Bonny, we can do something. I went to MPA. They showed me the table and chair they reserved for me. But they cannot influence my posting. I have to go to NYS to post me to MPA.
Okay.
I was posted to Isiokpo, Girls Community Secondary School in Isiokpo, Government Girls School in Isiokpo. I went to the principal. I want to be rejected. Principal said, well, I'm sorry, young man, Mrs. Amadi, Queen Amadi. I'm sorry, young man, we don't reject copper here. We even need more copper.
My, oh my, oh my.
So I got stuck. Now I got stuck in Isiokpo. What will I do? I pick up my photographic business.
From NLNG.
From LNG.
And MPA.
MPA.
To the
Isiokpo.
backside of Isiokpo.
I got stuck there. There's a copper lodge. 3 or 4 of us sharing a room. What will I do? I remember that things turn out best for those that make the best out of the way things turn to.
Now I know why you keep saying that.
Things turn out best for those that make best out of the way things turn to and make best out of the situation. I start community projects. I start free extramural classes for the children. I start planting flower, beautifying the schools. I did some project with the local government. I start snare rearing. I wrote book on snare rearing. I didn't read agriculture. I read accounting and management.
You wrote a book on snare rearing.
Internet was just in the whole Port Harcourt. There was just 2 places you can have internet. So Nitel, you go there and do over somewhere in Garrison, somewhere in artillery. So I come from Isiokpo, pay overnight. We call it overnight browsing. Then you pay like 500 or one browsing, night browsing. You download something, they print for you. I start snaring. And at the end of...
So you got the information from the internet?
I got the information on the internet.
You taught yourself?
I started I went to Benin, get a big snail start that they don't have in River State.
And you started growing snails. You know then people used to do the night browsing. They do Yahoo Messenger. You remember Yahoo Messenger?
So any project I did then, I document. I send the evidence to NYC. I send document to NYC. At the end of the service year, I was adjudged the best copper of the year in River State.
Wow. Can you say, so you were the best copper of the year in River State?
River State. It's on record. Wow. In fact, we are supposed to have, my counterpart in other states have automatic employment. But we were told there was embargo. Thank God I was not given civil service job. They were told that there was embargo on civil service job in River State during Sir Peter Odili.
Yes. The
deputy then, Toby, Sir Toby came to the person out. He shook my hand, gave me my certificate. We were told they're going to give us 50,000 naira.
Which was not small money there anyway.
Not small money for being our stipend was 5,000 naira. Was I going to give 50,000 naira? I keep on pursuing the 50,000 naira. When I get to NYC, NYC said the government has not released it. I went to Secretariat, they said they've released to NYC. Up to date, I've not seen my 50,000 naira.
50,000 naira till today.
Except after this program, I'll get my 50,000 naira for between NYC and River State government.
Wow.
But I didn't allow that to stop me. When all my colleagues were going back to the West, I said, no, I stay back here.
They're going Lagos. You could have gone back to Lagos.
The opportunity it seemed to be better
here
in Lagos.
In Lagos, yes.
It seemed to be better. The place already used to language, uncle,
family
cousins, family.
But
I stayed behind here. I took the
where
challenge.
Nobody,
none of my family seems to know anybody in River State when I came in. None of my family can say we have one relation here. Go and meet this person.
Wow.
But since then, I've been hosting family in River State.
And you decided to stay back.
I stayed back
because I mean that's more difficult choice.
I stay back.
Wow. And not as if you had an employment that was NNNG.
I stayed back. I only have a Christian brother, Emmanuel Ultin.
Okay.
I was so wonderful, accommodated me, and awesome young man. And
why did you stay back? Because like I was saying, it seems to be the more difficult choice because people would stay back if they had a job. Maybe they had a prospect of, okay, I served in a big company. They want to, make me permanent staff. You were serving in East Yopo, where I don't think you wanted to spend the rest of your life there.
Government girls' school.
Not even government girls' school.
Local school.
And then I don't think that you wanted to spend the rest of your life there. So why did you stay back in Port Harcourt? When you could have gone back to Lagos, you have family, you have uncles. Even if you don't have anything to do for the next 6 months, you have where you eat. So why did you stay back in Port? If you don't even have accommodation.
I lied to myself. And that lie kept me till today.
You lied to yourself?
I lied to myself.
What lie did you tell to yourself?
I lied to myself that the River State I am is a place full of opportunity. I was here when militancy started. People were calling, you need to go back home. I said, no, I'm lying to myself that militancy in River State is for opportunity for me.
Oh, really?
I lie for myself. When I don't get a job, I knew that I'm going to get opportunity in River State. And I've been lying to myself since that time. And interestingly, thousands of people believe my lies. My client subscriber believe my lies. My colleagues, my partner believe in my lies. And interestingly, the lies have been making meaning in their life. The lies they believe in drop food on their table. And the lie I lied to myself is making difference in my life and my family life today.
Okay, that everything is working well.
You see, you have option, but we tend to respect our elders. Bible says we respect our elders. African respect our parents a lot. Whatever our parent tells us growing up, we believe that is the truth. But someone like me, I need to tell myself something contrary to what community, the society want me to believe. That's a lie I lie to myself.
Okay. So when people are saying go like this, you say, no, I want to go like this.
I'm telling myself that no, going this way, contrary to what the people expect me to do, it's lie I lie to myself and makes a whole lot of difference in my life.
Interesting. So you came to Port Harcourt as a youth corper with just your clothes. Standing in night bus. You don't have to sleep on the floor of the night bus.
Yes.
And they were kicking you out of the way. I got hit on my leg
and my they were marching at the point. They were marching on me because I would sleep up there. I wouldn't know when the bus would stop.
So they want to get down.
And they want to get down. Some jump on me, some step on me.
But you made a decision to use the little money you had on you to buy photography equipment like film, camera, staplers, masking tape. We are told that they're going to need those things in the camp. When somebody wants to staple something, you staple for them, you collect 5 naira. When they want to you do so
that.
So you really do everything you can do with money.
I did it.
Excuse me.
And in just few days in camp, I became big boy. Those people that came from those rich people, they got broke in the camp. I was there with Atiku's son. Mohammed, right? I was there with him. I was there with
Mohammed.
Yeah, I was there with Lam Additional's daughter. We were classmates back in Ibadan. We were there with a lot of prominent sons and daughter of people, you know.
I was smiling when you said you learned photography, and I know you always say this. So most times you want to take a picture, a selfie, so you learned photography. I was thinking maybe one of those days you were bored as a big man. You said, "Let me just go learn digital photography," or someone came to sell a course to you. This is a hustling story. It didn't start today. Once upon a time, I was also a photographer. In fact, a lot of people who know me from way back Calabar know that I used to be a photographer. Come, take us, you stand. Snap.
I was a professional. I once managed a photo studio.
Same here.
Standard photo studio.
Yeah. That's why I was smiling when you said so.
Zenith studio in Oshogbo.
Are you sure this discussion is not divinely orchestrated? I managed the Broland studio in Calabar. You may have known Broland. It was a place called Karipu Estate. I used to all this Calabar festival, Duke's time. I used to take pictures and all that. Ory Martins. So, how did you cope after you left service and you came to Port Harcourt? Was there a job waiting for you? Or what?
I told you I lied to myself. There was no job anywhere.
How did you survive?
It was terrible, Kofi. One of the copper guy, he read physics, so he was writing books.
Oh, okay.
Practical books, publishing books. So at the point I would go to his house and pick those books. I would take to village schools around and sell. Wow. When I sell the books, I make a little money there. I return his money and the remaining books to him. At the point I became like a marketing agent to him. So it has been, I've tried to do all that is legit.
Okay. What was your most difficult moment between when you decided you left camp, or maybe you finished serving and, before you settled down and got a job?
The most difficult time was a day I was to go out. We're looking for a job, looking for opportunity, and the only money I have was the money that could take me to Transamandi from somewhere in Rumudara, Arudi Road.
Okay.
I'm going to Transamandi. We were told that I've exhausted my money. And you put on this suit, then looking for job, sweat, and the coat, and the coat will become soaked. We get there, we were told that we should go to Moscow Road. I trekked to Moscow Road. And I discovered that from Moscow Road back to somewhere in Natilari is a journey. And the last thing I can do is to beg for money. So my way home, got to somewhere around Rumola. One stupid yeye rain started.
You were walking?
I was walking.
From Moscow Road?
To Rumudara.
In this same Port Harcourt?
This same Port Harcourt.
This same Port Harcourt.
And a stupid rain started. And about road, when Port the rain started, the water can get to your knee. Back then, people that are in Port Harcourt in early 2000 will testify to that. When it rained, then Aba Road is blocked. If you are living in Obigbo, you better sleep on the road or look for where to sleep. It was that bad then. And inside that rain, I was still lying to myself that this rain is a rain of joy. It's sent by God to come and teach me lesson. Kofi?
Man, it's a remarkable story, really remarkable story. Wow. People would listen to you on radio, would hear you talk, would see you, go to social events, and people are respectfully greeting you, and they won't know that Ory Martins went through all these things he's saying. Some people are watching right now, they might not believe it. That you walked the streets of Port Harcourt, you trekked from Moscow Road to Artillery
Arudi Road,
and then
behind Shell area.
And look at you today. This is heavy. So for someone looking to start a business and they're trying to think of what to do, they don't know what to do. They're torn between the devil and the deep blue sea. What can you tell them? How can they decide what to do? First of all, because you've said first of all you have to overcome fear. All right. So after you overcome the fear, and you decide, okay, I want to go out, launch out. How can they pick what to do?
Two ways. I get angry when people say there is no job in Nigeria. When the young men say there is no job, as far as I can see, there are jobs everywhere. Two, ask yourself, what is that you really want? What is it that you really want out of life? You mentioned earlier that Yoruba guy say gbogbo nishe. Gbogbo nishe simply mean do this. You
can do it more than one thing.
They call it onokan waja. That is, one road does not enter markets. In a typical village market square, somebody coming from Rumokuta will enter. Someone from Rumigbo will enter. So there are different roads that lead to market.
Yeah.
That is not the case for you if you want to be a successful entrepreneur.
Okay.
People get the concept of diversification wrong. For you to be a successful entrepreneur, you don't diversify. You specialize and branch out. I've studied the 10 richest person in the world. Check them up. I'm challenging our listener now. The 10 richest person, pick their profile. About 80 of them are known for just one thing. About 80% of them, 8 of them are known for just one thing. There's only 2 or 3 that have their hand into so many things, into 2 or 3 things. And those 2 or 3 that have their hand into other things, they did not start like that. They specialized in a particular area. It was after they got mastery of that, they now spread out. They now specialize, diversify. So ask yourself, what is that you really want? You cannot be jack of all trade. It doesn't work out. People are talking about Dangote today. Oh, Dangote has flour mill. Dangote has this. Ask yourself, what was the Dangote preoccupation for the first 20 years of his career? Merchandising, just one thing.
Okay.
People are talking about Donald Trump.
He was buying and selling.
He has about 200 and something buy and selling. He has about 200 and something company. But ask yourself, what was Donald Trump achievement? What did he put his hand in the first 20 or 30 years? Real estate, nothing. I'm sure if he leaves presidency, the White House today, he will still go back to his real estate. So ask yourself, what is it that you really want? And stick to that thing.
I remember one day I told you I had some ideas, and you said I should stick to my broadcasting. I remember.
Stay to where your strength is.
Pick your strength.
Pick a strength.
And build on that strength.
Build on it.
And I found that to be true.
We are having a conversation one day. We are having a drink, and a friend said, "Oh, Martins, you are not right. Yeah, I'm into telecommunication. I'm into transport. I'm into construction. I'm into this. That way you are into so many things. If this is not working, this one will work." It's okay. I'm sorry. I will drop my earlier position, but I know what works for me. Do you know that when we are done, we are walking out of that particular place, the guy said, "Oh boy, this is my car. Can you give me 5K? Let me buy fuel for my car."
The same life.
So, if you want to be, it's going to be easy. Imagine somebody that opened a barber salon, and the guy felt that not enough customers. When now start doing this, okay, let me be selling phone accessory in the same barber salon, or let me invite another girl that can make hair. Let her be making hair, so that I can be able to pay for my shop. The question is, those successful barbering shop, what are they doing differently? Go there and understand. Ask yourself question, and do something different. What's the customer service like? Look at during this lockdown, my barber, he didn't see me. Probably he didn't see other of his clients, but he keep on calling me every day. How you doing? Please stay safe. Oh, I understand why you're not here. Oh, but your safety of your family is more important to me. If I'm going to barb next time, I will still go back to Austin. I've not barbed since the lockdown, but if I'm going to barb, I'm going back to him. Because of that extra touch. Do your things and give extra touch. Give all their ease. Nigeria here, we don't have a customer service orientation. So if you're able to put customer service orientation into whatever you are doing, the little touch, the difference will be obvious. And your clients, your customer will understand that and appreciate it for that. Of course, it's not an overnight thing. To be a successful entrepreneur, it's not an overnight. Kofi, I've told you how I started. It's remarkable. Some 20 years ago, from standing night boss. So it's not an overnight thing. A lot of us want to make it overnight, but it doesn't work that way.
That is a very important point. So from the point you left camp to now, it's about 20 something years.
About 20 years.
20. And so you're saying it's not going to happen overnight
at all.
You're in the real estate business, officially for 10 years?
Thereabout.
And at what point, how many years were you into it before you said, okay, now this thing is growing the way I want it to grow?
Day one. From the day I started, and I already seen where I am today some years ago. I have seen the end from the beginning. Okay.
I understand, the philosophy, but at what point did you start making money? Was it immediately, instantly?
Kofi, I can tell you that I'm not starting making money. My priority presently is not to make money, but to create value.
Okay.
To create value for our subscribers.
I like that.
To create value for those that believe in us.
I like that.
To create, Kofi, something happened just during this lockdown. There's a piece of property we have in Abuja, strategically located. And some group of people want to acquire this property by force.
I'm sure they're well connected.
But we already got in the property.
Okay.
When I was in secondary school, I read a lot of newspapers. I used at a tender age, at secondary school level, I used my pocket money, to buy newspaper and read. I buy magazines. Terror, when Terror came out, the Tempo, the Concord.
Wow.
I follow the June 12th, the news. I follow the June 12th, the SPDC, the NRC. It's SDP.
SDP and NRC.
I follow the development and all that.
Abiola and Kingi Bay.
Yeah. I follow all that.
Okay.
But why am I bringing this? One of the person I admire as a child growing up, that I read his speech in newspaper that I admire so much. A governor then. He was elected governor under SDP. Was the guy that showed up and said he's representing the people that are interested in the property.
In the property.
In the property.
Oh, he showed up.
He showed up
to fight you.
Not to fight. They want to buy it over.
Okay.
By all means.
Okay, I see. And you knew him back in the day.
This is a man that watched on television as at GSS level. When I was in GSS, this man was a governor of a state I will not mention.
Wow. And you admired him.
A respected fellow. As a fellow.
Were you shocked?
Father. I was shocked. Somebody was introduced. I said, don't introduce His Excellency.
Wow.
His Excellency, for your information, some of us have admired you as a tender age.
Wow.
Excellency, I'm supposed to grant this audience, but because of you, I'll talk to you.
And he must have been shocked.
An offer was dropped on the table. It was done on me that Kofi. I've been down on me that I've been lying to myself, but the lie became more real to me than ever when somebody of that caliber. He has been former minister. He has been senate. He has been past governor. When such man is telling me that, my son, I'm interested in this property. What can you do for us? This is the offer. It's more real than ever before.
Wow.
And we turn down the offer.
Wow.
Runs into some amount I cannot mention on air.
That's a very powerful. I'm sure at that moment, everything about your life, everything about the journey you've been through.
I shed tears after the man left.
Oh my. We'll come back to you.
I shed tears after the man left.
My.
It's not an overnight thing. But consistently and persistent, we can all get there.
Ory Martins, you're quite a very nice person. I mean, somebody who's been able to make something successful of their lives. to even employ people and to have a level of comfort and achievement. And then you have a level of humility, not usually associated with people who are, leaders in sectors of society. Why is that? What informs? Where do you get that level of humanity from? I'm not trying to make this. Some people have interviews with politicians and big men, and then they just want to, massage their egos. I'm just saying the reality, and the people who know you are watching, they would bear testament to them.
As I mentioned to you earlier, I've not seen myself making money, but creating value. If you are creating value, people you are creating the value for will be most important to you. My phone is charging now. I will have read a comment to you. A client came to the site, and when he was told that this is the Martins, I just saw somebody standing from afar looking at me. I was carrying the stone and doing my work, sweat and all that. He beckoned on me. Are you the Martins? Say yes. Are you sure you're the Martins? Say yes. He had to check his phone, social media page to confirm that I'm the Martins. And he sent a text to me that I would love to read out here. This is a man that was wow. I never knew that discussion would get here, but let me see if I can get this text out. This man is a man that occupy office, high-ranking office in the federation.
Okay. Amazing.
Okay, Kofi, please read this so that they will not say I make it up. Read this message.
Okay, so it says, "Good morning, Martins. It was nice talking to you. It is nice talking to you. It is good to have an open mind in business. When I looked at you on that hill, I admired your courage to tackle the challenge of building on a rock." I know you built a rock. I was there too. It says, "Apart from Madame's love for the location, your courage, confidence, and commitment to the project informed my decision to buy. The development on the site will not be easy, but it could end up being very rewarding. Now, one thing could lead to another. We leave all to God, who leads and directs. To see you on Monday." Okay, wow. So he admired your courage.
The courage and
wow.
I never knew.
Wow.
So
he was watching you from afar.
From afar. So I've not seen myself as
so
course.
You're pretty much hands-on the site.
Of course. So there's no need to be, with all of humility and modesty, Kofi. When you serve people, you should be seen as being as serving people, not to be served. Even our Lord Jesus Christ said He came to minister, not to be ministered to. What we are still doing construction. I should be part of the construction. A barrister here, anytime he gets our site, the guy always is a subscriber. At all time of the day, the guy always meet me. They call me one day, "Martins, why is that you are always here? I expect you to be in the office. Inside the AC, be attending to client." I told him that my attending to client is much more than attending to client in the office. Because this is where the client interest lies, not the office. My colleagues are there to do all that. One of our host community CLO, they gave man to us as a CLO. We pay him salary. Okay? And one day we are doing clearing. We have 3 machines working at the site. And I was because when you stand with those operators, they seem to work more. So I want to achieve results. And I was standing there. As I was standing, it was about raining. And my CLO came to me that, "Sir, it's about raining." I said, "I know." The guy jumped on his motorcycle and drove off. Of course, I have my raincoat with me inside one of the machine there.
I know you always have those around.
So I brought it out and I wore it. The operator saw me there. They could not stop work. They continued to work. About 2 hours later, somebody tapped me behind and I turned. The CLO is back. CLO said, "Oga, what you did here today, you surprised me. I'm afraid of you. Nobody Not even me. None of my brother can do this thing that you did. It's raining. And you stand under the rain for the sake of working. And we call you Oga. That I respect.
It's a very deep one. Very, very deep. And we appreciate you for opening up your heart to us to tell us, your experiences. Because some people will not share these things. But a lot of people who are watching right now who are gaining, inspiration. And just go and tell those who didn't watch it today that they missed. I think this has been the most valuable late night talk we've had, since we started. Really, sometimes we can talk about all the political fighting, but this is what will make people. Now, I understand how you're able to be, you engage in motivational speaking as well. One of the things you do was trainings and motivational speaking and all that. You did that, and now I know where that comes from, your experience, because you can't teach you that experience. The Icon Studio says, good evening, Kofi. This conversation is getting more interesting. Wow, Mr. Ory Martins, I cannot cap for you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's one of our very, very loyal. For all those who are watching tonight are loyal viewers. AB George Apangole, good evening, my brother. How now? He says, good evening, Kofi. I always wonder when people say they go into crime and criminality because of lack of jobs. Ory Martins is a good example of being creative with what is at your disposal, being happy with it, nurturing it, and being successful. AB George, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. If you want to call before we go, feel free. Though I think a lot of people just want to consume because they're learning from your experience. And
this is not a political. This is not a ranting table.
So they're kind of new to this. But please, if you want to call before we go, because they're actually out of time, Ory Martins has to attend to other things. Feel free to call 080-620-99556 or drop your message. Ory Martins, mentorship. Before we go, it's very important. And you talked about a mentor you had, and that was a turning point in your decision to get into real estate. Tell us about the importance of mentorship and how can someone choose and get a mentor?
Yeah, there are ways you can choose a mentor. You must not necessarily have physical contact with somebody before you can call the person your mentor. For example, at the point I called Donald Trump my mentor. I've read virtually all the books he has written. I've read virtually all the books Richard Branson has written. I've read books of great people, Napoleon Hill. Okay. I don't think we ever, before I became an adult, he has died. But I follow him, I follow his tapes and all that. So you can choose somebody remotely to be your mentor by following the discipline of the person. When you say disciple, discipline means disciple. The root word for disciple is the same thing for discipline. Discipline means you are following the discipline of somebody, the teaching, the doctrine, the practice of somebody. That will make you the person's disciple. Mean that you follow the person's discipline. So when you follow upon this discipline, no matter how far away the person could be, you can claim that that person is your mentor. And in Nigeria here, we have a lot of God. For that reason, in America, we have a lot of centers where they mentor people. Just last Sunday here, we had a program, a webinar.
Yes.
We webinar, both streaming online and all that. We combine how many people listen. We have about 1,000 people, and I'm sure those people that listen to that part of that webinar, they must have gained one or two things to their life. It's free webinar. We spend a lot of resources to host that, Kofi. I must thank you for being part of it. It was I see it as opportunity to mentor people. What we are doing here, this is about 11 o'clock. Still in your studio here. Yes. I'm still driving some distance home. I see it as opportunity to mentor people. I have my social media handle. I encourage people to follow this social media. A lot of tips can be dropped there. Can be a way of mentoring people. For those listening to me, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I drop point there from time to time.
Yes.
Ory Martins, Ory Martins. On Facebook, Ory Martins too. Ory Martins. When you follow me now, this night, you can be rest assured that I will follow you back.
And the name Ory Martins is on the screen. Just
Ory Martins.
It's already on the screen.
If you follow me the next 30 minutes, you can be rest assured that I will follow you back. So you won't necessarily meet with me, especially now that there's social distancing. Before now, you don't necessarily need to follow somebody before the person, as in be with person physically, before the person can mentor you. A lot of guys out there. I have some of my mentors here, the like of Claudia Piafi. I have Babajide Agbeja. I have a lot of these people that meant I still listen to them. I have mentor. And it's a wild thing. Because your mentor must have made a lot of mistakes in their life. And by dealing with them, you won't make such a mistake. That's why I like reading books. For example, the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I recommend that book. It took the man about 25 years of his experience to put that book together. And within 4 days, you can actually read what Napoleon Hill accumulated in 25 years.
That book changed my life. It changed my thinking.
I've given more than 20 of that books out.
Amazing.
The first copy I had is still with me, tattered.
I can imagine. Which of you did I give the book Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich? Was it soft copy or hard copy? Soft copy.
I have it both soft copy, hard copy.
I've been telling them, the guys who are studio audience to watch.
And for those that listen there, the Holy Book Bible.
You see
a lot of lessons you can learn from there.
Your faith. What role do your faith play in your journey?
In my
journey, your faith.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a believer of believer.
Okay.
I believe God is there, and God reward every righteous deed you do.
Okay.
I believe that we also give God something to reward, to bless. You don't go to church and be praying, go to mountain and be praying for God to bless what?
He bless the works of your hand.
I'm of opinion that God bless the work of your hand.
So you have to work.
Even the Bible says faith without work is dead. You have the faith, but you need to work towards it. And that's anything I do. I have to acknowledge God and thank God for giving me such belief, and He has done even what I have not asked for. God has done it because I always give Him something to bless, and I bless those things abundantly.
Yeah, Ory Martins is a very cheerful giver. I'm not saying he throws money around, but I know a lot of people have been impacted by his giving. I'm not here to praise you, but I just the truth. Ory Martins. So, before you go, the mentorship. You said you can be mentored by books you read, and then before, just to recap, for people who want to choose one-on-one mentor, where can they look?
Where can they go?
Yeah, and look, how can they find them?
You look at people that have achieved what you want to achieve in life.
Okay.
And one interesting thing about mentorship, people up there, they are ready. They are willing. They are more than willing to help people.
Okay.
But then you need to be reasonable if you want to be mentored. You don't expect your mentor, don't ask your mentor money. Respect your mentor's time. Respect follow his discipline. Okay. We said discipleship, follow his discipline. There's different people that want to do things differently. Recognize and appreciate this. You don't want me to be your mentor, and the first thing you are begging me for money. You are boring me with your problem. I also have problem. That if I choose to bore you with my problem, you will run away. You don't beg your mentor for money. Respect your mentor for who they are. Respect their time. There's nothing also wrong to give your mentor a gift. No matter how little.
Lord help us. That's something we miss. I have missed.
The man is up there.
All my mentors. I need to apologize, Mr. Martins. I'm guilty of this one. I'm guilty. I put my hand on my head. I'm guilty of this one. Really guilty of this one. Really guilty of
so
this one.
So there's nothing wrong. There's
really
nothing
guilty,
wrong if you buy gift for your mentor.
God, really guilty of this one.
So respect them for who they are.
It's not all about money.
Not about money.
Show me the way.
There are things money cannot buy, but your mentor will give it to you. People believe that don't give a man fish, teach him how to fish. But that is not the concept of mentorship. No, that's the concept of apprenticeship. Mentorship is don't give the man fish, teach the man how to own the lake. Kofi, I'll end here.
Can we put our hands together for that, please? Amazing.
Don't teach the man how to fish. Teach him how to own the lake. Could you imagine I own the lake?
Yes, you do.
Fishermen can come and be fishing.
You actually own, that's not just the lake, but the lake view.
If I own the lake, the condition could be when you catch time fish, give me 2. The 2 biggest fish I collect. So if I have 100 fishermen, I get 200 fishes for that day. Compared to when you teach me how to fish, and the fish I can catch for a day is 10, and I give 2 to the owner, I have 8. Don't only teach man how to fish, teach him how to own the lake. Thank you very much, Kofi.
All right, Ory Martins, thank you very much for your time. It's been amazing having you on the program, Late Night Talk today, and people are just enjoying our conversation. Mary Mercy Ihunaya says, thank you, Kofi. Thank you, Mr. Ory Martins. It's another comment I can see right there on Facebook. I want to thank all of you for your kind contributions, and of course, being a part of our conversation. We really, really, really appreciate it. Wow. I wish. Do we have any comments on the YouTube? I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. But anyway, Ory Martins, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure
for coming. And that's been Late Night Talk for today. My name is Kofi Patels. We'll return same time next week. On behalf of myself and the entire crew here in the studio. When Ory Martins said, my studio, I just laughed. If you tell me where we are sitting, it's well. But it's great that we can bring this to you every night. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. We might start a bit earlier, maybe 8:30, because we're trying to see, how you would all accept it with the time. So you can check here by 8:30. If you don't see us by 8:30, then you can check by 9 or 9:30. My name is Kofi Patels. Thank you very much. Ory Martins, thanks as well. You can hook up with him. The name is on... Yes, it's right here. Okay, that's his name, Ory Martins. ORYMARTINS on Facebook, on Instagram.
Ory Martins, yes.
Ory Martins as well, and you can reach him. Ory Martins, it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for your time, and God bless you. My name is Kofi Patel. See you tomorrow. Good night.